Hi YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Adrienne, I live in New York City, and I love playing with makeup. This is my week in makeup series where I just talk about the makeup I've been using, loving, having troubles with. I also take this opportunity to kind of just talk about some products that maybe I'm parting with. I've done a more decluttering with respect to my lipstick collection, so I'll be talking about that as well. I have a little basket here full of all the products I tried this week, these last couple of weeks actually. Oh gosh, I feel like something always happens to me, but I did get that disease that will not be named. It was my second time having it. It was much better having it this time around, but I am certainly getting through it. And I had weird symptoms this time around, one of which actually affected my skin. I had these like hives that then kind of became encrusted, and so I wasn't able to put on a lot of makeup. In fact, I've been really leaning into my skincare, and it inspired me to do a lot of skincare declutter and trying out some new things or things that I had and seeing if it's helping soothe my skin. I feel like I finally had a really great night of skincare. So I will mention the skincare because I do think it's important. You know, makeup only works really well if you prep your skin. You don't have to have perfect skin, obviously. They're by Haru Wonder. I love this line. This is an incredible line. I first really started with their black rice oil. That was such an incredible oil that it made me go and look at all their products. But these two here, this is the black rice serum and the black rice hyaluronic cream. I use these together. I kind of just wash my face, use a very mild toner. The toner I have been really liking is this one from One Thing. It's the Calendula one. It was recommended to me by a facialist at Putty, which is where I get my facials here in New York. We love talking about skincare, and it's not just about Putty skincare. I mean, I love Putty skincare, but if you're into skincare, it doesn't matter what brand it is. And she really turned me on to this, and I gotta say, this is really, really nice. They have a few others, but the Calendula one has been very soothing. So I kind of just do that. I put on the serum. I followed up with the hyaluronic cream. The one kicker about this is it's in this like hard packaging, and it can be a little bit of a pain in the neck to get out. The cream itself is really, really beautiful. Not too heavy, not too thin, really nice. What is on my face today? I actually am not wearing foundation. I'm just wearing concealer, but I will do a little bit of a roundup of all the foundations I have been playing with. So I am still on my declutter journey and trying to use the foundations that I have and really get to know them and refamiliarize myself with them. So right now what I'm actually wearing is my favorite Natasha Denona concealer. I wear mine in the shade N4. This is such a beautiful concealer, definitely full coverage, but super creamy. And if you're wearing a really nice base of skincare, which I'm doing, and I'm wearing the Tula Protect and Glow Broad Spectrum SPF. I just didn't want more on my skin, so I just bought concealed, and this just works beautifully. I set this down with the By Terry Hyaluronic powder, the pressed powder. Love this. For other foundations that I played around with, also when I'm looking for a really nice skin day that I don't want to load my skin up with product, especially as it was healing, I of course turned to my Daily Dose Super Goop. I love this. Super glowy, absorbs into the skin, has your SPF. This also with the Natasha Denona concealer, you know, match made in heaven. Talked about this before, but if you want to bring on more coverage into that kind of light situation, I really love the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten. I wear mine in the shade Fair. This is a beautiful product and also very versatile. You don't have to wear it as a foundation unto itself. You can also lightly dust it around and it gives you a little more coverage, but you're still within control. Also brought out my Chanel Water Fresh Tint Really love this. This is in light medium. Gosh, I wish I didn't love this, but every time I use it, it just sits so pretty on the skin. Doesn't provide a lot of coverage. It's definitely for a light day. Went back to my Traceless foundation in the shade 4.5 Ivory by Tom Ford. I did not like this at all for right now. I think I'm going to just put this in the back of my drawer for when winter comes along. I just really felt the heaviness of this product. It has a lot of kind of emolliency, and I thought it was just too heavy to wear for summer weather. But I do like the shade match, and I love how big the stick is because you just apply it so fast, and it does go on really beautifully. It's just the actual texture of the product is not for my combo skin during the summer. This is the Tier Mask Fit Red Cushion Foundation. You've seen this everywhere. I saw this everywhere. I had to try it for myself, and what a nightmare to try. First off, like I got the wrong shade first time around. It was so light. It was ghostly light. I put it into my bin to give to my sister, who is very, very fair. So I went back and I bought a shade that I thought, well, I would never have bought this shade, but it's got to be the right shade if that one's too light. Nope, it was too dark. It was too dark. I think I bought 24N. It was too dark. So I bought a third shade, 23N Sand. Now this one is a good shade match right now for me, and I actually really do like this product. The trick with this product though, if you do not like heavy makeup, because it does lean full coverage, and I'm not a full coverage gal, but I do love the finish on it. So what I do is I just prep my skin really, really well, and I lightly go around with that sponge, barely picking up any product, and it just creates such a beautiful canvas for the rest of your makeup, and it does not have to look heavy. For bronzer, I have two. I whipped out my Filmstar Bronze and Glow. Beautiful Charlotte Tilbury. You know, it's an oldie but a goodie, and I love the bronzer on this. It's what I'm wearing on my face. I love the highlight. It's just a beautiful product. I still think it's one of the best products in the line, and so if you're looking to splurge, that's such a good value because you're getting two products in one. Makeup by Mario Softsculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum in the shade Light, this one here. This is very, very beautiful. I'm so glad I picked it up. I really like the Softsculpt, the gel in the pan. This one's just as nice. Really liquidy, but it has pigmentation, blends like a dream, has a doe foot applicator as well as a pump, like you could use it two ways, and it's just great. I've been testing out blushes because it's been really hot in New York, and blush is one of those things I definitely want to see that it lasts, and it's hard. It is really hard to get a blush to last when it is 104 degrees, feels like. I mean, it's nuts. So I put some blushes to the test. I whipped out some of my Half Magic blushes. Beautiful. They are this putty formula, and they last. Like nothing else was on my face, but this blush was on my face. And you would think this isn't gonna last. It does, it does. It is a cream to powder type of formula, and it doesn't have any shimmer, but it does give like a glow. Another beautiful formula, which I just recently revisited. This is by Patrick Ta. It is the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in Not Too Much. A beautiful neutral, like a nude, but with a little bit more of a pop. If you put the cream on over the powder, which is how Patrick puts on this duo, it definitely leans more pink. If you want to just leave it with this, with only the lightest bit of this, you can kind of play it more into the neutral. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blush. I'm happy to have one. I will appreciate it now differently. I think I really just misunderstood it. I also picked up Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Papaya Pop. This is the new one. Beautiful poppy type of orange color. Gorgeous. A little goes a long way, and I really like this formula. It's one of my favorite formulas. of the line, including the bronzing side of that. The one I have on my skin is just a really beautiful formulation too. I am very surprised. This is by It Cosmetics. It is Glow with Confidence with Sun Blush in the shade Sun Blossom. It's this here. It is a very heavy glass component, and this I just put on with a stipple brush, and it just, I do have some of the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter above it, but it has the prettiest sheen to it and it's just like a glow. It's a glow, but it's not, doesn't emphasize texture too much. It's really, really beautiful. I love it. I love this shade. I really am impressed by this product. For the eyes this week, I have been playing around with testing my eyeshadow sticks. I was testing actually the one from Milani in the shade Blossom. That is what I have on my eyes right now. And I am not wearing primer, which matters here. So that's the Milani one. I also picked up the ColourPop shadow stick in the shade Socialite. It is nearly identical in color. Now I will say, I tried these on head to head, and within an hour, the ColourPop just disappeared on me. Just disappeared. This one hung on for dear life. I went ahead and I gave ColourPop another shot. This time I did put on my Smashbox Photo Intensify eyeshadow primer, which I really like, especially for my super oily eyelids, and it did perform well. What I find very impressive about this little test that I conducted is how well the Milani did without a primer. It was just really amazing. And considering it's also drugstore, I'm gonna definitely be on the lookout for other shades. And I'm gonna continue playing around with all the eyeshadow sticks I have and to see who needs a primer, who doesn't. Because sort of for me, when I think of eyeshadow sticks, I don't want to use a primer. I want it to be really easy, just kind of swipe it on, maybe take a brush and blend it out, or maybe just use my fingers and blend it out. And when I have to use too many products, it's sort of like, what am I doing? What am I doing, you know? On my eyebrows, I've been testing out this product. I like it. It is by Maybelline. It's called Build a Brow. And I really like this. It's a super fine little pen to create the strokes on the eyebrows, but it's actually very pigmented and pretty powerful. Then you have this little tiny gel on the other side that you use. Now I have to say, like, this little gel I feel could probably be more powerful. It is not as powerful as I think it should be, considering too its tininess, but I do think the pen's really nice, so I wanted to report on that. I'm wearing on my eyes too just a little bit of eyeliner. This is from Girl Lactic in this shade. This is their long wear liner in the shade Pure Brown. I really like how creamy this is. It's one of these little twisties, and I don't know, I really like the color. I really like how creamy it is, and it doesn't seem to be transferring up. And like I said, I'm not wearing any shadow primer, so that's pretty impressive. Still loving the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara in brown. Really like it. It is a drier formula for me, and the wand is very large, but I don't mind it, and I have been liking the effect. I've also been using the Jones Road Beauty, and that one I prefer. I do like it. One big dud for me is I had picked up this by Grande Cosmetics, the Grande Lash Lift Heated Lash Curler. I thought, wow, this is such a genius product. It somehow combines, you know, not having to take your eyelash curler and like heat it up with your blow dryer. I thought, oh, this is so smart that they came out with a product. I picked it up. I actually thought it was gonna work. So I had picked one up for my sister too for the holidays. And when I asked her about it the other day, she was like, oh, that doesn't work. I was like, what? No, it has to work. So I dug mine out because I had not tried it yet. I read the instructions, I charged it, I used it, nothing. I have very oily eyelashes that point straight, and they point kind of angled down. So for me, a curl is really important because without the curl, it's like what, it doesn't even seem I have eyelashes, and they block my vision sometimes too. So I was really enthused about this. It did nothing. And I tried this for a good 15 minutes. I was gonna burn off my eyelid trying this, and it just didn't work. Now we're finally getting to lips, which I have a lot of lip products to talk about. Let's start with what's on my lips. On my lips, lined is the Makeup Forever Pencil and Endless Cacao. I really love this because it sort of contours the lips and gives me a little bit of that 80s grunge vibe. On my lips though, I actually picked up 3 shades of the limited release by MAC, kind of the bring back shades. There were a few shades I saw that I really was curious about. Hot Gossip, it's this one here. It is the Cream Sheen formula, which is a really nice formula of theirs. So double shot. This is the amplified formula. Another super comfortable formula of MAC's, and it's sort of a slightly pinked brown. Also in the Cream Sheen formula, this color here, Shanghai Spice, it's what I'm wearing on my lips over that lip liner, and I really like this combo. Another thing I had done, and I don't think I want to do a full video on it, but I will just give you my feedback here, is I picked up the new MAC matte lipstick in Soar, which is a favorite shade of mine, and it's this plumbed rose color. Had already my old one, and I have to say my old one is creamier and better than the new one. There, I said it. I was gonna do a whole video about it, and I was like, why am I gonna do a video about this? I don't like this. I don't like this new formula. I mean, the packaging is really nice. It's elongated bullet, nice matte, soft touch packaging, but no, it is not as good as the other lipstick. The older one, it's creamier. It is more comfortable on the lips. The other one, the new version feels sort of like they took a little bit of the Powder Kiss formulation and they melted it into the matte, and I'm really not a fan. And so on that note, we're gonna start decluttering lipsticks. I have about 50 lip products in front of me. I have been going on a journey trying to declutter my lip products. I will insert a picture somewhere here showing you what it is I've achieved in terms of organizing myself, and I'm really happy because I'm rediscovering lipsticks, also making room for new lipsticks. And yeah, it's hard. Lipsticks are hard for me because I tend to really love a formula, buy every single shade that I like in that formula, and then I just keep doing that over and over again. And ultimately what happens is a brand might have a really innovative formula, and then that formula gets multiplied and by so many other brands, and then they start doing better things, colors, so that original maybe isn't as special as it was. So you'll see a trend there, but some of these are really, really hard for me to part with. Here by Fenty, these are the Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balms. These are wonderful. Mine have just gotten old. Would I repurchase? Yes. They have a very buttery feel to them. I highly, highly recommend them. I have these Marble-licious Liquid Lip Balms by Catrice. These are really, really beautiful. Their scent's kind of fruity. That's the only thing I really just don't like about them. But they're supposed to mimic that, you know, Givenchy marbled effect lip gloss. I like these so much more than the Givenchy ones. Because that one has an intolerable scent to me. These had really sophisticated colors, really nice. I enjoyed them. Probably what I would say about them though is they have like a tiny bit of grittiness, which I think shows up sometimes in lip products to help them adhere longer on the lips. Another product from the drugstore that I really love are the Milani lip oils. These are just not my favorite scents / colors. They all have a different scent to them, and my favorite one is Cranberry. I am finally parting with the last 4 of my Revlon Glass Shine lipsticks. I don't even want to think about it. I love this formula so much. But the truth is, it's been years already. And I am not someone to hold on to makeup because I have an emotional attachment, so I'm gonna say goodbye to them. A product I changed my mind about was actually from the Sephora collection. I picked these up recently and they're very much like the YSL lipsticks. They have the same scent, that same kind of oiliness, balminess, really beautiful. I tend to have a reaction to that type of scent, and I didn't think I was having that reaction when I first tried these on, which is why I picked up a couple more shades in it. Turns out I did. What ended up happening was after I wore them for like a full day, the next day my lips were really sandpaper-like, and I had to kind of recover for a few days. And I don't want a lip product ever to cause that in me, so I'm going to part with them. But if you don't have a reaction to YSL, you might really like these affordable options. The Naturium Phyto Glow lip balms, I never really loved these. I wanted to love them. I waited so long for them, but gosh, I went through half of this one and I just, every time I wore it, I thought it was too thick. I didn't feel it was particularly nourishing. Just not my favorite formula. Another one where I actually did like this formula, but I despise the scent, is by Glossier, thebomb.com, in Strawberry. This was so awful. This is the worst scent for me. It smells like melted plastic strawberry. It is not good. I do not recommend it. However, I do recommend some of their other shades in this line. The coconut is one of my favorites, especially now that they moved to their original formula again. I really love also cherry and rose, if you're into rose. So they do have really good scents. Just this one in particular, ooh, and cookie butter is really good. But this one is not good. This birthdaybalm.com is really nice, but it has little sparkles in it, and I decided I'm gonna get rid of all my sparkly lip glosses except for one. I don't really need a lot of them, so I'm getting rid of the Stila Lip Dew. This one's very pretty. This one's more subtle, but it's a very pretty formula. NYX Fat Oil in the shade Supermodel also has some sparkles. This Hangover Lip Balm by Too Faced, also too sparkly for me. And this MAC lipstick is like super sparkle bronzy, very pretty, just not something I wear. These City Lip Plumpers, I finally caved and I got these glosses. I got mine in the shade Los Angeles, very cute name, and Nude York. I thought these were going to be something I could enjoy. I can't. They are too powerful. They're too powerful for me. And I end up getting a ring of red right around the outskirts of my lips. That is an irritation that takes like a day and a half to leave. So I can't wear these. Soft matte lip balms from NARS. I loved these so much. I did a dedicated video on them, both on the release as well as the entire collection. They have just gotten old, and what I've realized is that grittiness that was a real pleasure about them initially, that had this like balm with a little bit of grit, has just gotten grittier and could be actually less flattering. So for that reason, I kind of avoid them, and I just think they're past their shelf life. Sad to see them go, but it's time. These are the Bobbi Brown Crush lip colors. I have mine in the shades Blue Raspberry and Telluride. I love these shades. The problem is, the last couple of times I've picked these up, they just go bad so fast. And their formula is like not stacking up any longer with some of the other formulas I have. It's a really beautiful matte but softened matte formula, but boy, they don't last. They don't last. I don't know when they're producing it. This is Blue Raspberry, this is Telluride. LH Cosmetics fantastic lip balms. These are wonderful. I have so many colors of them, and so these are just some of my less used colors, but it's a great formula. It has a lot of thickness to it. lasts a long time, hydrates the lips. Another beautiful formula, probably my favorite lip oil outside of the drugstore, is by Lunar Beauty. This is in the shade Tease Me. It's this purple color, and unfortunately on me this looks really not so great. So it's this color here, and it looks just not fantastic. But the formula on this is so beautiful, so luxe, so good. Favorite is the mango lip oil. That one's really beautiful. If you saw my Jones Road Beauty video, you would know that I was not the biggest fan of these. The Cool Girl Lip Gloss, really nice, kind of fun, youthful, high gloss. On me though, that peppermint oil doesn't react well with my skin lips. And then these tinted lip balms, they're just too pigmented. They're too pigmented to call themselves a tinted lip balm, and they also have a type of formulation that also causes a bit of irritation. It is this like essential oil formula, and it does not work well for me. Love these, but when I started to swatch my entire collection and wear them, I decided I'm going to part with a few more shades. These are the Roman Lasting Melting Lip Balms. These are really beautiful. I have a full video where I show you all the colors swatched. It's a great formula, great price point, but I just have these shades in some other formulas that I like. Sticking with K-Beauty and excellent formulas, this is by Papaya. This is the Mood Lip Balm, this one here. This is in the shade 3. It's very nice. I kept some of the other shades, but that one, I'm not over the moon when it comes to the shade on me. The other one that I don't love the shade match is this one, also by Papaya. This is in the Mood line, but it is the ink. It's like the glossy ink, and this is in the shade 20. It's like it's supposed to be a chocolatey, but it's not. It's too ruddy, and I already have some shades in this kind of ruddy brown that I appreciate more than this. It is a very nice formula though. Speaking of that same type of formulation, that kind of high gloss glowy tint, you have the e.l.f. one, which I like. This is in the shade Power Mauve. I just don't love this shade as much as some of the other shades, and this is not my favorite formulation of this high gloss that leaves a tint behind. This one I find I have to reapply essentially all day long, and it just doesn't have the lasting power, at least not in this shade. I think I've had better performance with some of the other shades in the line. Still a great price point, but I am going to declutter it. These are a little heartbreaking for me because I just did a video on them and I really like the formula, but I'm going to pass them on. These are by Live Tinted. They're really thick, luscious lip balm, and I just have some others that I prefer slightly better. And again, I'll kind of go through my full collection so that you understand what some of those are. This one by Amicole, very similar, very thick, balmy, but this is a little too milky on me, and that's why I am decluttering it. NARS Afterglow Lip Balm, one of my favorite formulas. This is in Torrid. I just have some other shades just like Torrid that I prefer the formulation a bit better, but this one's still just in Wicked Ways, in Dolce Vita, very, very beautiful formula. Highly recommend it. I think definitely worth the price. Lip oils I am parting with. The one by Vive, it was good. It wasn't great. It was very pigmented, and I think I wanted it to be a bit sheerer, so it was a bit easier. This one by e.l.f. is nice, but I prefer some other shades in it than this cherry color in it. And then the Merit Balm, this one here, I actually really like the color Marrakesh, and I'm keeping that one, but it's sort of a thin oil balm hybrid thing, and it is pretty and it has really nice pigmentation, but I just don't love this color on me. I much prefer the Marrakesh color. Showed you I am parting with MAC, the brand new Soar lipstick in the new Maximal formulation. I'm also going to part with this Black Panther lipstick. It's a very pretty cool toned brown with a little bit of mauve, but I have so many of them and it's not my favorite. This one's an okay lipstick by Clarins. Clarins makes nice lipsticks. I really just have a problem with the way they represent shades online. This is in Sandy Pink, and it's an okay shade on me, but I have so many in formulas I prefer slightly more than that one. Two more matte. These are like the Squirt lip balms. These are really, really nice, but some of the shades are just too melty, and these are some of those shades. They're too melty. The lime colored one I actually still have in my bag. I like the mintiness of the product and how high gloss it is, but if you do get one with too much pigmentation, it just kind of smears everywhere. And yeah, it's like a self-conscious type of day when you are wearing that type of lip product. Soft Spoken by M Cosmetics. They're very, very beautiful. They're a very highly whipped matte product, similar to the Rare Beauty ones. I actually slightly prefer the Rare Beauty ones because they have a stronger staining effect. I did keep one of these from M Cosmetics. Unfortunately, all of these shades tend to look so similar. So I am decluttering Intuition and Petal. They're both very pretty, but I feel like compared to some of the ones I have from Rare Beauty and some other K-beauty brands, I like those shades better. Here's another one by M Cosmetics and Mona Lisa. This is the Lip Luminizer. I love this, but this shade on me isn't great. This is also kind of like a click melty balmy product. Really, really pretty. This is another great one, the Slick Click by NYX. Just this shade on me is not my favorite. It's called That's Major. This one by About Face, the Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter in Nashi Pear. I really love this color. This one is just too pigmented and too melty for me to feel comfortable wearing it. And then this is the So Juicy from ColourPop. I have no idea what shade mine is in. It's kind of a brownie. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite color. It wasn't my favorite formula. So I decided not to keep it. This one by KBD Beauty, I love this. It's like a lip butter. This one is just in a really, really cool tone brown color. Oh, but they have the best scent. It's like a warm caramel scent. The Velveteen Lip Color by Lisa Eldridge. It's in this kind of orangey shade. This is just a full-on liquid lipstick. I should not have bought more than one. I wanted to try the formula, but I was so curious about this color. It's this really beautiful pumpkin color, full on. I mean, look at that. It's so beautiful. I just have a lipstick I prefer in this color that I really just need one, and I'll never feel comfortable with liquid lipsticks. This one by Jane Iredale, it's the Lip Drink Lip Balm in the shade Flirt. It's kind of just this waxy balm. I just find it doesn't provide enough color, and the act of like putting it on, it's not pleasurable. It really is too stiff for me. This one is not. This one's really nice by Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Dark Romance. It's the one that's like in this white packaging, and it is a very melty balm. The problem here is it's too pigmented, too kind of sheeny for this lip color, and I don't feel comfortable wearing it. It's like not a great, for this kind of richness, I wish it had like maybe 50% of that sheerness. And this is by Armani in the shade 504. It's just this like reddish mauve color. Gosh, every lipstick kind of just looks the same. Anyway, I never really liked this formula. It was okay. It was expensive. It was a product regret. So that is all of my lip products decluttered. Certainly go back to some of my recent My Week in Makeups. I've been decluttering little by little a lipstick collection. It's, again, the hardest one for me to declutter. So I kind of had to take it one step at a time and really ensure that what I was keeping I love. And I think I got there. I mean, there might be a little mini declutter in my future for my lipsticks, but for the most part, I'm pretty set. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a long one. Feel free to say hi in the comments or ask any questions about any products, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. I hope everyone has a great week, and we will talk soon. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.